والولاد لو عارفين هيقولوا معانا برضه. معلش we have a late start بس ان شاء الله هنميك the time. How lovely it is to get together in love. Our Lord teaches us when to meet in my name together. I will always be in between their gather. How lovely it is to get together in love. Our Lord teaches us when to meet in my name together. I will always be in between their gather. Oh Lord, come now and join us here. We ask you to come and give us cheer. Fill us with joy from your Holy Spirit, and peace no riches can provide. Oh Lord, come now and join us here. We ask you to come and give us cheer. Fill us with joy from your Holy Spirit, and peace no riches can provide. The Lord is here, always with us. How lovely He is, how content we are. We talk to Him, and He always listens. He will always be with us. The Lord is here, always with us. How lovely He is, how content we are. We talk to Him, and He always listens. He will always be with us. Oh Lord, come now and join us here. We ask you to come and give us cheer. Fill us with joy from your Holy Spirit, and peace no riches can provide. Oh Lord, come now and join us here. We ask you to come and give us cheer. Fill us with joy from your Holy Spirit, and no riches can provide. طب هنقول ممكن نقول بيت واحد من الترنيمة دي بالعربي. أيها الفخار الأعظم
عضو اصنعني وعاء آخر مثل ما يحسن
في عينيك. أيها الفخار الأعظم أنا كالخزف بين يديك. عضو اصنعني وعاء آخر مثل ما يحسن في عينيك. أخدع ذاتي دون عنادي لأصابعك تشكل فيا. لن أتوجع لن أتراجع
فأنا اشتقت لعملك فيا. أيها الفخار الأعظم أنا كالخزف بين يديك. واصنعني وعاء آخر مثل ما يحسن في عينيك.
سلام للكل، أهلا وسهلا بيكم. Definitely we are so grateful to everybody here. This is number one, and for those, if anybody is following up with us through the live streaming, definitely thanks a lot for Abuna Samuel to join us today as well. Frankly speaking, in getting to this slide and this photo, the only thing that we can do is to praise the Lord and rejoice in whatever we are having here, frankly speaking. So talking about this area, this building, these premises, these services, we are just older than 20 years. So, and when anybody is coming from the Shire or any technician coming to do anything in the church, first thing we do that we open the big church, show him the small one, corridors, the Sunday schools, and say, this what faith can do. This what faith can do. يعني lots of things again go to all of those who يعني كان ليهم تعب في هذا المكان. ناس سبقونا للسماء وناس موجودين ربنا يديهم طول العمر وشباب احنا we wish ان احنا to pass to them يعني this treasure in order to take care and take it further and further. This is already almost a year since the committee was elected. So we came to an idea of having this annual general meeting in order to, put everybody on track on what's going on in general. So if we are talking about what we are going to tell you today, we have like three main parts. The first one is the one that I'm going to share with you. And then Uncle George Sarkis will share with you the financial overview. And then Uncle George Emil will continue with the projects. That ones that already completed, going on, and the future ones. That's it. So next slide, please. So if you if you remember, the election was in October 21. So we almost like 1 year now. 7 people were elected by yourself. Thanks so much for that again. We got already like an internal voting to define who is the secretary, secretary assistant, treasurer, treasurer assistant, and so on. And of course, we have also to put big thank you for the previous board members for, let's say, lots of efforts in passing the information, passing the files for the handover. So definitely, great job was done, and even till now, still we sometimes request consultations. So these are the. I have to keep it very close, right? Oh, sorry. All right. All right. You remind me every time right? just. So these are the 7 names that we have. Of course, the first is Abuna Abanub, and Abuna Abanub is, let us say, all right. The first name is Abuna Abanub, and he is the parish priest assigned to us by DMC to lead the board in this church until we will have our own priest. According to the constitution, the parish priest is the chairman of the board. And then the other names, and in front of each we put like additional services or additional jobs or functions. Rather than being the board member, there are services as well. And I need to tell that, to me, up to my understanding and knowledge, عشان التصوير يعني we have a very unique situation here that till now the board members are also very deeply involved in the spiritual services of the church. So next please. By the way, we would prefer to keep all the questions till the end of the presentation, because maybe some questions will have already the answers in the presentation. So we will keep, and there is a table there with lots of, in case somebody will remember something to write, with papers and pens, please. Yeah. If you remember, we requested long time ago for everybody to register or himself in the His Vine. This is a very powerful IT tool, let's say database tool, through which we can understand what's going on and even locate people on the according to their addresses. And you recently, one of the products or the byproducts of this is the messages that all of us received about this AGM with the link to put questions. So it's very powerful, and thanks God that we are almost completed. However, we need a sort of an update all the time, especially for the kids who are finalizing like uni, finalizing school. And we would like to have every single body in this church to be reported there, irrespective of the age. So if we have even a baby just born, we need his family to go and to add his name to his line. The beauty of this is we can get a lot of statistical data, very important and very beneficial to analyze and even to plan. One of the very unique characteristics, again, of our community in San Mark is if you look at this, these are age categories 0 to 10 years. The second bar is 10 to 20, 20, 30, and so on. So if you go up maybe to 50 years old, you will see that this is almost 3/4 of the community. So we are very powerful. We have a great future if definitely we focus and put love and work in this church. Of course, you know, again, maybe 2/3 are English speakers, which is again another ordinate for our community, for our faith to be spread once we speak the language of this community. Next, please. You may request another sort of categorization, but this came to our mind that we can categorize the services in the church into 3 groups. One of them is general services. We are talking about the kitchen, cleaning, IT, priests' visits that we are subjected to these days from Melbourne, maintenance, lots of things happening here because the area is very big and full of equipment and facilities and utilities. But thanks God, almost everything under control. And then we have the word services or the preaching or the teaching. The youth, number 3, is thanks God currently 2-fold or bifold. عندنا في اجتماع للشباب for the uni students on Friday, weekly basis, and then we have another meeting for the graduates. This is based on fortnight. And then we have the social services. We got the seniors, we got the scouts, we got the library, but definitely every part of this services has its own spiritual component to it. Next, please. Regarding the communications within our community or between the board and the congregation, we came to the following that you can all think we are all, you know, witnesses of these things. So the announcement Viper group is very specific for things that the board would like to share with you. That's why we call it announcements. So it's one-way communication. And then we have the Facebook page. I think that everybody already is witnessing the development that has happened to this Facebook page. His Vine, as we said, and we are after getting involved completely in Sunday school because we need a lot of tracking. Here we have the Facebook church group, the old one, if you remember, and then there is a suggestion box there, was put already a long time ago. We rarely find anything in it, but it's okay, it's there in case we need it. We got the emails. Here are 2 emails for the committee. You can use any, and your email will come to all of us on the spot. One thing that also we can do easily is after the presentation, we can share with the congregation this presentation, and you can go through it again. Whatever you see important for you, you can write down for yourself. So these are the communication channels that we have from the board to the community and vice versa. Coming to this point of the presentation, I'll pass the mic to our brother, Uncle George Sarkis, to continue. Yes. This was actually in the table. If you see here. All right. I can read it or I can, but this will take a long time, frankly speaking. But no, we can't make it large now. This is the. All right. So let me speak about the others and then I'll put myself by the end. So we have Uncle George Emile is responsible for the discipleship and a lot of work within the deaconship. We have Uncle George Sarkis. We are one block, so whatever we do in the board, we do it together. Sometimes we request Uncle George Emile to go and communicate something to somebody, or to buy something, or to search for codes. Sometimes we ask our Uncle George Sarkis to go and pay something or get some information from the bank. We have specific rules. We have a specific.
The committee, if you may allow me, has 2 roles: specific, treasurer, and secretary, and chairman. Other than that, that's all the boards all over the world. They have those. Huh? No. Okay, so all boards have 3 specific roles: chairman, secretary, and treasurer. Other than that, they don't have to be named, they don't have to have roles. Okay, we can leave the questions to the end so we can go through. We'll come back to this question at the end. I'll go through my part, we'll go through Uncle George Emile's part, then we'll open the questions. We'll come back to the questions. Thank you, Uncle George. So, I'm not going to go long. And I know this is the boring stuff, but the financial overview. Thank you. We have 2 main accounts. One that is tax deductible. So you pay your money, you get your tax, you put it in your tax. This tax deductible account, the money that goes into it goes and is spent on Sunday school buildings or projects, activities or maintenance, or hopefully in the future, God willing, the new project, the building at the end, in the backyard, the massive project that we're going through. The non-tax deductible is where the money goes and where we spend the church running costs, electricity, bills, gas, rates, building maintenance, insurance, fire protection. All this stuff comes out of the non-tax deductible. So the money that you pay, it's not coming out of your tax. And this is what comes out of, this is what pays for the church. An overview of our financial controls. Just so we can know what happens in the committee. Any cash, because we have cash in the urban, in the kitchen, any cash is counted by 2 people at least, and then deposited by a 3rd person into the bank account, reconciled to the bank accounts. All bank payments have to be paid by 2 people. So no one person can pay a bill, it has to be 2 people. All the accounts are reconciled on a quarterly basis, and all our accounts, like previously, at the end of the financial year, they go to an external auditor, and the auditor goes through the accounts. They check samples of income and expenditure, like bills and receipts. And once they're happy, they provide us with an audit account, like this one. So that was last year's account. This year's accounts are with them, and they're being audited as we speak. Very quickly, last year, the income we've had from the church services, and that includes the urban and the kitchen, $31,000. We've had a Coptic school grant from the government, which we've applied for, and thank God we've received it. And that's to teach our community and our kids the Coptic language, which is our language, our main language, original language, I should say. And then the tax-deductible donation is $245,000. The regular donation was $66,000 from 25 people. And that's what I want to emphasize on, just the regular donation that comes into the non-tax deductible, that pays for the bills, is only 66,000. Our bills are higher than that. We as a committee prefer that people, for ease, do regular payments online through their bank, either a standing order or a direct debit. You can start it, $10, $50, $100, whatever you want. You can stop it whenever you want, and you forget about it. These payments come into our accounts. We then know how many people are paying, how much. We can then plan any work that needs to be done accordingly. Yes, yes. They're not in here, but because this. 25 people have regular standing orders, yes. 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 What I'm doing here is I'm emphasizing the need for us to have regular people paying, not a one-off. A one-off is a bit more than that. It's not in here, no, this is not full. Yes, yes. Can we keep the questions to the end? Sorry. Sorry, my son. Expenditure. The expenditure on the church service was almost $20,000. The maintenance and bills, $10,000. Insurance, which is our highest single bill that we pay every year, is $37,000 for Sana. Yes. This year, it's $48,000. It's $48,000 this year. And other sundry expenses like internet and other things, $63,000. And thanks to your donation and your blessings, we were able to send to the Lord's Brethren in Egypt last year $44,117. That went to the Lord's Brethren in Egypt. Sundry, and other expenses. I said internet, we're paying for the maintenance of the church, we're putting windows up. Sorry? The maintenance is not the church, it's not the windows. That's a separate project. Yes, thank you, Uncle. So looking at the forecast, so what we've done from July to October so far, in the non-tax deductible, we've got 20,000 from 15 regular payments. So these are payments, standing orders that come every month with the name of the person, so that we can plan for the accounts. And we have 30 regular payments so far up to October for the tax deductible at about $43,000. So it's double almost double the amount. What we are envisaging to spend this year, the windows, we've paid part of it last year, we're going to pay the rest of it this year. The windows for the two minarets, for the two towers, because they were leaking, 25,000. A sound system, 18,000 for St. Mary's Church and Pope Carlos and this church. A new soccer field for the kids and the youth, 10,000. Other maintenance projects like the water tanks at the end and the pipe and the fire protection system, 30,000. The insurance, as I said, we've already paid that, 48,000. And the new services building, God willing, 6 million. So the windows in the two towers بتوع المنارات بيعملوا ليك وبينزلوا ميه جوه المنارات. Okay. And then the Coptic language school, this is the grant we got from the government. We'll spend the full grant, God willing, 23,595. لا مش هنصرف عليه، اللي احنا اخذناه هنصرفه، لازم نصرفه. ايوه هنصرفه بس مش في البند ده، ممكن نصرفه في البند الثاني. لا هو في البند بتاعه لازم يتصرف عليه، ده جرانت بقوانين. يعني ما اقدرش اصرفه على الانشورنس. هذا نرد عليه بعدين. I'll hand over to Uncle George.
هو بس الفكرة بسرعة إن طالما فلوس احنا خدناها جرانت يعني فلوس من الحكومة عشان غرض معين. طالما فلوس جت عشان غرض معين ما نقدرش ناخدها ونصرفها على حتة تانية. إن في فواتير بتتقدم وفي ايفيدنس وحاجات بتتقدم عشان الغرض الفلوس تتاخد ليه تتصرف فيه. زي ما هناخد مثلا جرانت على مباني أو سور يبقى لازم الجرانت يتصرف على السور ما يتصرفش في حتة تانية وهكذا. And there's lots of evidence and auditing process على أي جرانت بتاخد. So that's why if we don't need it we should not apply for it. Just يعني. نجي لها بعدين. البلاء طب ما احنا ممكن نأجل الأسئلة للآخر يا جماعة يعني اكتبوا فرق الأسئلة أو في سلايد وعلى الأسئلة كلها. The reason why عشان نخلص البرزنتيشن and who is not interested in the question we want to leave اللي عايز يقعد يسأل احنا قاعدين مع بعض نسأل بس keep the question to the end so we finish the presentation part and then اللي عايز يسأل احنا مش رايحين في حتة احنا قاعدين يعني. طيب back to the project status احنا we classify the projects into 3 or 4 categories. First one is the completed project. Second is the in progress project which is started but not yet finished. And then the new projects or open project which is yet to come, planned but not started yet. And the last one is the ongoing maintenance like every month, every quarter or whatever. So we'll quickly go as a highlight, not all of them, I have the list at the end, but just quick highlight of the completed project. The first one is the storage for the cleaning and equipment area. So we have this storage being built, the shed at the back here, we have all the equipment for the cleaning and all the chemicals, everything. And thanks God it's very well maintained by the church, one of the church members. And we have this like, there's effort done, like people can like either donate or come to do the cleaning themselves and also have professional cleaning to do these big areas at the back of the church and the hall. This one, also one of the things being done for the heating system, being upgraded to the baptism facilities in the small church. In the past, it was a very small heater, like Abuna has to come early in the morning, maybe 5 a.m. if you have a baptism on that day, and put it on for 2 hours to get it warm, and then because it's very little capacity. Now it's not anyway, so I have this updated and electricity heater update up to 80 liters. We have all the Sunday school rooms and corridors. Have the Sunday school and corridor been painted? The room and the corridors all been painted, and this is also the beauty of it is the people from the church who offer, who want to help. and they step in and do it straight away. And by the way, the people do want to mention names, that's why I'm not mentioning any names here. This is the jockey pump and the fire system. This now have been upgraded to fully automated system. In the past, it was like these two big pumps, but if there's any leak or something, the two pumps to start on straight away. So start to stop could damage the pump. That's why we have the jockey pump, which is a small pump. When the pressure drop is dropped, they can substitute the pressure and have these all panels and updates. So it's all automated system, and this being inspected every month and quarterly and every year by the civil defense people. So this one be automated, no need to go and switch off and on in case of fire or something. Now it's fully automated. The playground fencing area, we put all the fence around for the safety for the kids, because this area, sometimes the cars are in the back here, when even like many cars in the church, they park at the back. Maybe kids playing in the fence in the playground area and they run away somewhere. The cars may be parking, it's like for security reason and safety, you put this fence up, we put the signs. Still the parents need to supervise their children while they are playing, but at least to have this fence up for their safety. This is one which we talked about at the start, is one of really useful tool. The main reason of this one is to have this database for the church, so it helps the priests to come, to have all the congregation where they are, so it can be classified by the areas, by the numbers of the people, they can arrange visitation, they can arrange anything. So you have all this statistic information in the database. So أبونا anytime want to plan any visit, to go for the suburb, there's 9 houses there, there's 10 houses there, or he can do the plan. So have this database there, and also utilize it for the communication, like SMS, like we sent for the meeting today. Anyone is registered in his Vine, receive the message for the meeting and got the message, the link for the question. So we encourage everyone, if you register yourself but not the phone number, please put your phone number in so we can reach out to you. So if you're not registered yet, please register yourself in this one. The other one is the streaming facility in the small church. Now we can do the streaming from the small church as we are doing from the big church here. But do great effort from the people, like people donate the cameras and people work for the church. So everything built by the people in the church, which is really amazing. And we thank them all for that. This project just finished before yesterday, the new sound system in the small church. It was very croaky, وكان فيها مشاكل في الcables والamplifiers too old, like it's been brought second hand ages ago. So now being upgraded, and also the plan is once this one has been upgraded also the sound system in the hall, because many times the issue with the hall, if لو في مناسبة بعيد عنكم لو في عزاء أو حاجة, is always struggling with the hall, so we don't do the same in the hall. And also the church might going to redistribute the speakers to have better quality of the sound. ساعات ما بنسمعش أبونا في الوعظة, ساعات لما بيبقى فيه دوشة شوية, it's difficult, so we're going to upgrade the sound system في الكنيسة as well. All this project done under the IT committee بتاعت الchurch. The other, maybe the last highlight, and as I said, this is not all, but just the highlight, this they remotely get control. In the past, كنا أبونا بيفتح يقفل الجيت, بعد كده we're struggling every time. We have like almost 4 or 5 days every week services, morning or afternoon, anytime. So every week or every day someone can come to open the church, someone can close it. حد جه مفيش حد فتح له ما يقدرش يخش الكنيسة. So we have this lots of idea been told, maybe up to $5,000 to upgrade this gate, but we come to very cheap option, maybe cost about $200 just to insert the chip in the control panel, and then you can control through the mobile app. So this one is very good, and lots of work. Each of this project, lots of work have been behind the scene to do the code, to find the cheapest option. It's workable or not. Like for this one, when you have the board, is it compatible with the panel we have or not? If it's not, what's the other option, and so on. So like every single one has lots of people involved and also lots of effort to find the best thing to do. And this is just a sample for the stand for the another Sunday school TV, portable TV. This is the full list of the project, 2 pages. I know it's a bit difficult to read, but just to highlight, we have a photocopier now in the Sunday school for the everyone in the church. So we're still struggling to find someone to be responsible or be able to open and make the photocopy service for the church. Just a reminder, we sent before and I'm going to send again a link with the form. If you want to participate in any service in the church, just please fill your name, put your contact number so we can like عايز تخدم في خدمة الفوتوكوبي تعال، عايز بتفهم في شغل مثلا الجاردنينج تعال، بتعمل حاجات electrical تعال. So we send this before and I think after the meeting we can send all this again, the communication channels, the emails, we can send this link for if you want to serve in the church, whatever category you want, we can put it on. We have a church domain for the Sunday school and other service in the church for the laptops. We can have the domain which is like some in the cloud. We can put all the files of the church. Every service can log in with their own password. Reason why? Because sometimes the kids, when the laptop has no security, they can. Couple of times we find kids inside open laptop watching something on the laptop for the church in the Sunday school. That's why we come with this church domain. So all the emails come as St. Mark, St. George domain, and we have this to log in details for the servants. So all the servants can log in. I think it's a bit late. We need to encourage the Sunday school servants and other youth service to just to register and put their name on. Air conditioning, of course, is like few air conditioning being replaced in Sunday school and the church. We have a BNS, with all details, maybe not go through it all. We can send this list all, we can go through it all. One of the things, also the good things, the 10-cent bottle recycle. So we have this in the church. برضه الناس بتيجي تفضيها وترجعها, and all the income from this is being dedicated only for the cleaning service of the church, like chemicals, tools, anything. The income of this 10 cent جاي من النظافة, فبنحاول نخليها للنظافة برضه. We have a new bank machine, EFT POS machines. We have 2 now. People keep asking about it. So, and the work behind it, maybe cost the members like maybe 2 months of working with the bank, filling forms, go in investigation. يعني لو بتاخد المكنة دي كأنك بتاخد حاجة أسرار حربية يعني. So lots of effort being done. Fine, thanks for all the people involved in this. So this now to facilitate also ما عندناش فلوس عشان الكاش. We have the EFT machine for the canteen and also for the kitchen. This is the completed one. We'll send this list in full again. This is the ongoing project which is started but not yet finished. One of them, the Manarat, the 2 towers. What's happening there? There's a big and massive of leak. If you go from the stairs here, find all the walls leaking, the paint's peeling off. There's a big leak in the church, in the towers. So at the first, Abuna Titus started the roof waterproofing. It is 100% done. It's prevent the leak. It's been tested. ما فيش أي مشاكل فيها. So now it's come to the windows. The windows, there's a big leak from the windows. There's gaps, and there's like maybe it's not the best thing by the time it's being degraded and then needs to be replaced. So we get the course. The long story short, we have the course. We have this, maybe this one running for about 9 months now. Reason why it's being delayed, we have the quotes, we procure it. The fabrication takes so long because of the current demand. I'm sure most of you know the issue of the market at the moment, the struggling of the manufacturer, and unfortunately this one in particular being go through administrative process now. So luckily we get the material before like يحجزوا عليه. There's 80% of the material being secured. There's 20%, couple of arches to be done, yet to be done. So we are working with his subcontractor who's doing the bending for the arches. And hopefully by Christmas or before Christmas, we'll get all the material in, inshallah, next year, to start the installation. So this is the second step of the leak prevention. After that, we're thinking about rendering all the walls also to protect the facades. Yes. So the one, there should be highlight, not there. So yes, the top 4 in each tower, and the other 3 and 3, 6, going to be replaced completely. And the lower one with the ground level can be maintained. احنا مش هنغيرهم. We can do the silicone every now and then to repair it. But the high ones, like the high level, has to be replaced, yes, and be tested and then. No, in total, this so far in total should cost about 36. So احنا أخذنا الحاجات دي من الراجل، دفعنا الداون payments بس اتحجز عليه yeah. The other one, أوضة القربان، بيت لحم. So the situation of بيت لحم currently is not so good. There's a lot of hygienic issues. So the plan, in short, we need to replace the walls, make it clean, make it more clean. Floors as well, or degraded, need to be changed. The layout of the room need to be rearranged. So there's some sketches at the moment being drawn to improve or utilize the best out of this area. Till at the end, inshallah, when we have the new building, we have this expand this room. So unfortunately, Uncle Rafiq مش هنا. هو كان حابب يتكلم عن الموضوع ده. So he's working remotely now for 15 days. So he sent us his apology. He would like to be here, but he's not. This is the other issue we have. One of the big. So the small maintenance thing is done, but this one is like there's a big rupture of this tank at the end. So the tank is like collapsed from the bottom. So it needs to be removed, repaired, and installed. And we want to automate all or link the 3 tanks together, so it's all level. Not every tank يخلص نشغل على التانك التاني manually. So we need to fully automated, have all leveled, all connected together. But this one like is still under the code and need to be done very soon. This is a new project which we touched base on before. God willing, this is one of the main things why, like Uncle George was talking about, we need to increase or we are focusing on the regular payments just to make sure that if there's any payment required for this building, how to plan it. We should, like, if you have regular payments, so we know that there's 10 people, 100 people, 5 people have regular income, so we can plan accordingly. Maybe one off we can come and donate $100,000, which is fine, but we don't know. Like, or we'll never know, so we cannot commit to such a big things. That's the only reason we want. نشكر ربنا احنا في الكنيسة عمرنا ولا الآباء قبل كده ولا في الكنيسة بيتكلم عن موضوع الفلوس, but this is the only reason why we touch base on. If this kind of big project like that, we want to ensure that there's a regular source of income, so if you commit to it, we are not struggling. Yeah. And this building, as we talked about it before, has a big hall, Sunday school, youth room dedicated for the youth, also game room. There's a kitchen, another kitchen like this one, which because maybe 10 years later, when is this building decommissioned, we have a new kitchen there. And also there's a playground area, there's additional car park, a store and comms room. This is the layout we sent before, and we planned to have this feedback from the congregation like a few months ago. It wasn't happening because church كل شوية في like the other focus area change and lots of issues happened. So inshallah in 2 weeks I'm have a platform. We just want to make it easy. We'll send a link, you review a drawing, you put your feedback, and come back to us again so we can go through it. The only thing is delayed at the moment. We need to have to capture this feedback تبقى منظمة شوية يعني. It's almost there. Like I think in 2 weeks time we can send you the drawing, the links, and you can put your feedback, what you like, what you don't like, what you wish to see, what's not there, and so on. There's a big hall on the ground floor at the bottom of the T. There's a kitchen. There's a Sunday school for primary school and kindergarten. There is also, I think, there's a canteen. The new canteen will be relocated there. Second floor, we have a youth room. We have the game room, like عشان النادي الصيفي أو نادي الولاد يبقى موجود فوق. There's another Sunday school room for high school. There's a library and a couple of other areas. Double story. This ground. And we'll send the link, we'll send the drawing, so you can go through it, put your feedback on. دي حاجة سريعة يعني خلاص a couple of minutes left. There's some cleaning workshops been done also in the church, led by the youth. The youth initiated it, and it's all done by them. And we'd like to thank them all for their effort, their contribution, which really was amazing initiative from them. So the first thing is the garage area. Been ignored for a long time, خصوصا لما أبونا مش موجود، ما حدش take care of it. أي حد عايز حاجة, anyone wants something, go in, take whatever you want, and put back, and come like not controlled. This house being cleaned at the moment, so been a big effort in that. This storeroom also, when we clean the Sunday school, كل حد عنده حاجة حطها, ابعت على الأوضة, become complete mess and everything about to be lost there. And this is how they clean it up and sort it out. It's the workshop area. Also, anyone can do anything, take anything up and put back. This is how it's been organized. And we're going to label all the tools and make clear, so whenever you want something, and somebody will be responsible to control it. This also the front area, كل ده done by us. يعني كل الحاجات دي ينظف ارمي بره. But thankfully, it is returned back as it was. So how it's clean at the moment. حاجة صغيرة دي الهول برضو, the mess at the back of the hall been all clean. وهم الشباب الحلوين هم بقى اللي كانوا بيعملوا الحاجات دي, and have barbecue day during this. Like it's continuous, like almost every day during the weekdays. Some of them here, some not. We can change that, like doing like shifts. This is one of the projects proposed by the youth as well, and they take the lead of it. The area around the tanks. You can see the weeds, you can see the corners like behind the pump room and the tanks. It's always like بيت للتعابين وحاجات زي كده. So we need to clean it all, remove all the weeds, and put the blue stone and put the fence around it. So this fence to isolate the tanks from the kids area and ensure there's nothing to heat the tank, because حد الشركة جنبها الفاير هاندرت اللي بره تقريبا حد ده كان رجع بيها كسر الكابينة, ف this is going to be replaced. For also not to happen to the tank, we're about to put the fence around the tanks. So they're getting the quotes, they're doing also the effort from the youth itself. Whoever has any tools, Popcat, anything, they do it themselves. So this is one of the projects being led by them. Also talk about the soccer field. We have in the permanent building, the soccer field at the back, permanent one. But at this stage, maybe this building could take, like, because it's going to be stages, could take up to 2 years or something. So at the moment, they can plan something temporarily in different location, not as per the current or the plan for the building. So they can have this own project they can do as well. Yes. Either moved or like يقعد 3-4 سنين بعد كده خلاص مش هيبقى the best, decommission and use the new one. But the reason why it's off-site, not in the location of the building, just to ensure once the construction started, they're not impacted. We have the approval. We have the approval, the original plan, and that's why it's T, and that's we discussed about it before. We have this T plan approved by the original plan by the Shire. That's why we rely on this approval. It's like definite approval. There's no issue with that. The only reason, because the plan now of the building being shifted, there's some maybe have some argument with the Shire, but we stick to it, and hopefully, inshallah, and move forward with it. And also, this the entrance area need to be completed and closed, and there's the photos. It was planned at the start, so inshallah, this one to be completed as well. Again, this is only the highlights. I have the full list of the new and ongoing one. You can find it in the list. مفيش حاجة أوضحها عليها تاني, just for the time. And this is the ongoing maintenance. The ongoing maintenance again is the things to be done regularly, regardless, like church cleaning, fire panels and inspection, pest control, property management of the البيت هنا, which is a big thing. يعني برضو would like to thank كل الناس who is participating in this priest visits, help. It's cool, everything, pick up from the airport and drop off, cleaning of the house, delivering food, catering, all this. يعني هي حاجة واحدة، سطر واحد، بس كمية الناس اللي بيشتغلوا فيها يعني ربنا يعوضهم كلهم يعني. Yes. برضو موضوع الكيتشن والكيتشن I think is a good idea about the coupon system. So it's ease the life for the people in the kitchen. Also they do the money away from the kitchen. So this is ongoing and one of the project being done. And that's it. Yeah. Everything was over.
God bless you. God bless you all. God bless the committee and every member. In the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Truly, a church that's not active is not a busy church. We all need to be active. We are physical. We are spiritual. This is very important. And having all these things, long-term, short-term, long-term goals, is important to get the youth involved. Now, this is the future of the church. Again, as His Holiness Pope Shenouda of the thrice blessed memory said, a youth without the church is a youth with no future. Church without youth is a church with no future. We all know this, but we have to live it. Very, very important. We all have children, grandchildren, you name it. And this is projects, ongoing projects, left, right, and center, keeps us all busy, united in the one body of Christ. And the verse that the gospel today from St. Luke to the bottom pretty much sums up this AGM meeting. I think we really need to know the purpose of God's love for us in His church. He was talking, of course, about the lilies, how they grow, they neither toil nor spin, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them all. Towards the end, Luke chapter 12, for all these things the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knows that you need all these things. But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. If we unite in love, through God, through the grace of God, the kingdom of heaven, and His righteousness, everything, all the work that we have put our minds to will progress. And this is God always showing us that His hand is with us. As soon as we see blockades, no success, we know for sure that God is not going to bless this journey. But if we see progress and we help as much as we can, everybody, and we see God's hand, we see it. We see the youth will see, the kids will see, and they will, when they go outside and realize and just sit down and think and say, you know what, it's a miracle how we got to this place. It's a miracle how this happened. And we've seen in the building of this, I came here 25 years ago, I don't know when, forgive me, but I remember when the slab, before the slab was even put, most of you remember anyway, and I was here with me and Ustaz Zaki, and I was putting the metal grills, what are they called? The form steel, is it? The footing, right? So I was using this tool that they use for potato bags. It just pushes the metal and it ties the bags. And this tool, creatively, and I knew from then on that truly Egyptians built the pyramids, not aliens. So creative that this tool was used to tie the metal. This tool that they use in potato bags to tie the top of them and things like that. So it's amazing how God gives us knowledge and wisdom in every step of the way. And truly, in our weakness, we see God's strength. For His grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Please forgive me. Yes.
What are you thinking? How to communicate? How to get the people together if they will not listen to each other?
How do we communicate? The question is, so people at home know, how do we communicate if we don't get the message together? I think at this point in time, I see a lot of changes. There's a lot of communication. It's a beautiful, progressive stage. I see it. I see it. There is unity between both churches now. It has always been in a sense, but it's now evident. We see the youth joining monthly meetings. We see the unity, and now the youth are now working in unison with each other, not relying on us, the adults. I don't see youth here, but they're not relying on us. They're organizing their youth meetings. They're organizing their talks in the youth meetings. They're organizing the cleanup days. When I have the liturgies here, I see a handful of them cleaning. So the youth are actually, in a sense, the youth are making the communication live. They're making it live with their own actions. Sure, there are a lot of youth that have not yet received this blessing, but slowly but surely, this is the stage again. By your patience possess your souls, and I believe that for every youth that does anything, God blesses, and another youth will take over, another child, another kid. It's all progressive, but we have to keep active, keep moving. And with all honesty, Abuna Abanob is the senior priest on behalf of the diocese, senior priest of Perth, Western Australia. So us priests, we all talk to him in projects and things coming up and things relating to the churches. So he's doing a marvelous job guiding the churches in a unified manner. So I think, and I know for sure, and I see for sure, definitely, by the grace of God, no matter what evil attacks the church, I'm not saying from within, I'm saying the Lord said to Peter, on this rock I will build my church. The Lord mentioned the word church twice in the Gospels. On this rock I will build my church. And he said, but the gates of Hades shall never prevail against it. The gates of Hades shall never prevail against it. Why? As long as I have faith in him. As long as I am so knitted in the love of God, in unity, in the body of Christ, the gates of hell shall never prevail against it. Any questions? But you know, I'm so proud because they have a question forum. Is that correct? Yeah.
Sure. So if any questions from the audience here, we will start with this. Maybe, I think, sorry? Yeah, if any questions from the audience, we will start with these questions, and then we will go for the ones that were put on the web.
Sorry.
People paying by card or something, you're going to say?
Yes. So there are regular payments. What we highlighted in here is the regular payments that come through the accounts. Yes, there are one-offs. There are one-offs that people go pay by card. We have servants who stand outside the gates, outside the church, with their card machine. Unfortunately, this card machine has been decommissioned by the bank. It's been discontinued, so we're asking for a newer card machine.
People already pay.
Okay, yes. So what we've highlighted here are highlights of the accounts. They are not the full accounts. I know. Hard. The whole accounts, the full accounts are available on the Australian Charities account. Once they're audited, we upload them on the accounts and they're available for in detail. These are just highlights of what we want to talk about.
أنا هسأل هنا سؤال بس طبعا حضراتكم اللجنة كلجنة ده عمل عام والعمل عام فيه أسئلة. نشكركم على وقتكم وعلى خدمتكم اللي هي يعني مهمة جدا، وكتر خيركم على وقتكم وتعبكم. بس العمل العام فيه أسئلة، وفي أسئلة محتاجة إجابة، فنتمنى تقبلوها بصدر رحب وتجاوبوا عليها إجابة واضحة للكل، عشان إحنا عندنا lots of puzzles around us now. بالنسبة لعمل اللجنة، الشغل الرئيسي ليها هل هو إداريات الكنيسة، ولا مجرد تيسير أعمال زي ما بيقولوها؟ السبب في سؤالي إنه في شغل إداري لازم عشان نبص فورورد، لازم نبص شوية ورا ونرجع نتكلم فيه عشان نقدر نصلح إذا كان في مشاكل. فأنا وغيري وناس كتير زي ما انتم عرفتوا أو عارفين إن كانت مشكلة على اختيار وطريقة التعامل في اختيار الكاهن الشاب اللي هو أبونا ماسيو، اللي هو دلوقتي في كنيسة ساوث. هل عندكم توضيح ليه كان موقف اللجنة من اللي حصل والسيناريو اللي حصل مع ماسيو بالطريقة دي؟
هو أنا بس عاوز أفهم الأول إيه هو كان موقف اللجنة، لأنه موقف اللجنة كان واضح تماماً to be fully neutral and fully supportive for the system.
ده
Fully
رسمي
supportive for the
رسمي
system.
ولا براكتيكالي؟ رسمي ده المنظر اللي كان بيتاخد،
رسمي وبراكتيكال
لكن
وكل حاجة.
براكتيكالي ما
يعني ما
حصلش.
فيش داعي إنه إحنا خلينا نتكلم واحدة واحدة اهو،
بالظبط.
بنرد على بعض بالراحة خالص. لكن أنا عاوز أقول لحضرتك وأؤكد to assure إنه موقف اللجنة من هذه القصة، وإحنا يعني القصة دي على فكرة اللجنة كانت فيها عبارة عن implementer. فاللجنة did everything possible for the system and for the process. That's it. رأيي أنا أو رأي أنكل أو رأي أنكل أو رأي حضرتك it's your own. It's your own. فاللي احنا عاوزين نقوله عشان برضه تبقى القصة واضحة، إنه يعني كل ما حتى تم فيما يخص هذه الزيارات واللقاءات والطيارات والقصة دي كلها كانت ترتيب من اللجنة. كل اللي اتعمل للبروسس بتاع الفوتنج في المرة الأولانية أو في المرة الثانية اللي قامت بيه اللجنة. لكن احنا لينا رأي كان كلجنة في اختيار الشعب؟ No. And we didn't influence anybody.
طب ايه الموقف اللي حصل الكونفرونتيشن اللي ما كانتش ظريفه مع الكاهن اللي كان جديد، اللي ابونا القديم اللي كان جه؟ هل ده كان رأي شخصي الدكتور سامح ولا كرأي اللجنة؟
كونفرونتيشن.
يس.
بين مين ومين معلش؟
بين حضرتك وبين ابونا سوريال اللي هي حصل فيها الموقف
لا انا مش عاوز اتكلم في الموضوع ده عنك.
ليه حبيبي؟
لا معلش، لا معلش، انا مش عاوز اتكلم في الموضوع
احنا
ده
بنتكلم بهدوء،
لانه مؤذي.
احنا بنتكلم بهدوء وبنتكلم
طب اتفضل.
هل ده موقف لجنة ولا موقف شخص؟ احنا عايزين نفهمه.
هوضح لك حاجه. زي ما انكل سامح قال، اي حد له راي شخصي يخصه هو. اللجنه رأي.
يعني الموقف ده كان موقف من دكتور سامح بس؟
لا
ولا موقف اللجنه؟
اسمح لي هكمل لك وهوضح اللي كمان. رأي اللجنه، انت سالت عن رأي اللجنه ورأي الشخصيه. اللجنه لما الموضوع اتعرض على اللجنه at late stage، اللجنه في الاخر في ورقه رسمي بتطلع من اللجنه تقبل او ترفض او وضع اللجنه التزكيه في الكنيسه. فاللجنه مضت على ورقه واتبعتت لبروشيه ميلبورن ان اللجنه بتزكي وبترشح ابونا ماثيو يترشح في الكنيسه هنا. فده راي اللجنه. فرأي اللجنه very supportive and very with the process to proceed ومع الاختيار.
بس ده مختلف عن الموقف اللي حصل.
ما اسمح لي اكمل اهو. فده ده راي اللجنه. طبعا اكيد يس الماجورتي. فهو لو في اي حد ده راي اللجنه. اللجنه كانت سبورتد او لا. لو حضرتك ترجع بالذاكره لورا في الايام اللي التايم تيبل الاولاني اللي اتعرض كان تو تايت، وعشان يمكن ابونا ماسيو ما كانش معروف للكونجريجيشن، اللجنه برضه ريكويستد من ميلبورن انها اكسباند الديوريشن اكتر to allow for more visitation for the church to meet with the church congregation so they can be introduced to each other.
6 شهور؟ ده هتجيبه منين؟
6 شهور؟ لا، ما قلناش 6
دكتور
شهور.
سامح طلب 6 شهور ان احنا
لا.
يقعد معانا هنا 6
خليك
شهور.
معايا، سيب كده، لا هكمل.
ايوه بس انا عايز اجابه محدده،
ما انا
أصل مش
بجاوب،
عايز
انا بحط
أتوه
الصوره
يعني.
كامله، انا بحط الصوره كامله، ولو لقيت الاجابه بتاعتي doesn't address your question اسال عليه سؤال تاني مفيش مشكله. فاتعرض ان احنا نبقى نكسباند الديوريشن اكتر عشان يتعرف على الناس تتعرف عليه، عشان ما يبقاش فيه جمود او ناس ما نعرفوش او whatever. That's been proposed by the لجنة. Even حتى ال transportation tickets all that been proposed والجرانتد by اللجنة عشان خاطر ان هو يبقى في علاقة اكبر عشان to enhance the people او نشجع الناس ان هم come and vote to know him and to vote for him. ده حاجة تانية عن موقف اللجنة عملته فيها. لو احنا مثلا 10 أشخاص في الكنيسة، أنت عندك رأي وأنا عندي رأي وأنت عندك رأي، كل واحد عنده رأيه. زي مثلا البيلدينج اللي كنا بنتكلم عليه ده، أنا مثلا رأيي يبقى 1 ستوري بيلدينج 100 متر، أنت ممكن يبقى رأيك لا 50 متر سكوير 2 ستوريز. احنا الاتنين عايزين نبني المبنى، بس أنت عندك وجهة نظر، عندي وجهة نظر مختلفة. And the end of the day
عند حضرتك فكره كام في المية قالوا عايزين ابونا ماسيو، عايزين اخونا ماسيو يبقى قسيس عندنا including الشباب اللي هم الماجوريتي؟
البرسنتج طبعا عارفينها، بس as per ابونا ابانوب direction not announced percentage.
Yes, okay. Do you think it's majority or not؟ أكيد. يبقى إذن اللجنة عملها المفروض تمثل الأغلبية، مش آراء اللجنة بس. يعني حتى لو أنتوا اتفقتوا على حاجة كأعضاء لجنة، فأعتقد إن الشعب كله لو هو أغلبية بيقولوا على حاجة، فالمفروض إن حضراتكم تتفقوا مع الأغلبية،
هو على فكرة
مش مع الرأي.
لا، هو ده اللي حصل. اللجنة أو قبل ما الفوت يروح للشعب كان فوت من اللجنة الأول. and that's why هو كان جيتس زي ما أبونا على فكرة again the process not proposed by اللجنة. البروسيس دي proposed by Diocese of Melbourne، هم اللي حطوا البروسيس and they mentioned البروسيس دي حصلت في كل الكنائس التانية والبابا يعني whatever ما هو حسب ما بروشية ميلبورن قالوا لنا أبونا أبانو. The first gate is اللجنة، the second gate is the servants, the third gate is the
أيوة الروتين حضرتك احنا كلنا عارفين يا باشمهندس.
طيب
ما احنا كلنا عارفين.
هو اللجنة عشان اللجنة قبل ما تعرف، هقول لك ليه. اللجنة قبل ما تعرف الماجوريتي أو لأ كان رأي اللجنة الأول. يعني قبل ما نعرف الماجوريتي عايزة أو مش عايزة، دي حاجة we don't know we're not like احنا مش بنتوقع المستقبل. الفوت ده آخر ستيج.
ما هنا بقى يعني كويس إن حضرتك ذكرت دي، إن كده إن حضراتكم بعيد عن الشعب الكنيسة. ليه؟ بس يعني أصل احنا مش في موقف ديفنس وهجوم، احنا عايزين المسافة تقرب عشان نقدر نكوميونيكيت مع بعض.
تمام.
المسافة البعيدة اللي بين أعضاء اللجنة والشعب مخلية إن دخل الكنيسة ضعيف اللي أنتوا بتتكلموا فيه، مخلية إن ناس كتير مشيت ومش راجعة، مخلية إن في خدام كتير من عندكم، أعتقد الدكتور سامح عارف، خرجوا وبرضه ما رجعوش.
طيب أنا
ما فيش متابعة للناس دي.
طب ممكن أقول حاجة؟ أولاً الهدف اللجنة مش اللجنة ضعيف أو قوي، يعني دي احنا هنمسحها من الموضوع. الهدف أبداً احنا مش عايزين اللجنة أولاً الفلوس بتخش لجنة، فلوس بيت ربنا وتروح لبيت ربنا، وزي ما كان أبونا تيتوس بيعلمنا قبل كده.
سوري معلش، لا حكاية الفلوس أنا ما قلتش، ما حدش من اللجنة قال احنا محتاجين فلوس، وما حدش
لا حضرتك مش بتمثل نفسك، حضرتك بتمثل الكنيسة.
أيوة
فأنت لما بتطلب مش بتطلب عشان نفسك، فلا ده بالعكس.
عشان كده
احتياجات الكنيسة لازم تتعرض على الشعب.
عشان كده اللي عايز يدفع أو يعني عايز يدونيت لحاجة في الكنيسة هو من نفسه، مش عشان خاطر اللجنة ما وحش أو حلوة. اللي بيدفع حاجة لبيت ربنا بيدفع فلوس لخدمة بيت ربنا، والفلوس دي بتدفع في بيت ربنا.
برضه الفكرة مش في فلوس دلوقتي.
لا ده بقى
نتكلم
حاضر
في المسافة ما بين اللجنة والشعب. حضراتكم حطيتوا طريقة تواصل مش حاصلة.
طب
بمعنى
طب خلاص
المسافة بعيدة بين اللجنة والناس.
طب ممكن حضرتك توضح لي بس مين بيحكم عن بعد المسافة؟ يعني اللجنة موجودة almost أي حد من الكوميتي ممبر almost 24/7. هتيجي اجتماع الشباب هتلاقي حد من اللجنة، هتلاقي ساندي سكول حد من اللجنة، هتيجي القداس هتلاقي حد من اللجنة، هتيجي اجتماع الصلاة هتلاقي حد من اللجنة. حد من اللجنة هيبقى موجود كل الوقت. فأنا مش عارف الكونكلوجن جه المسافة بين الشعب واللجنة دي جت منين، أنا مش عارف. لكن عشان come to the point of predicting the future اللي احنا كنا بنتكلم عليها وانت حضرتك حللتها انها عشان اللجنة بعيدة عن الشعب، I don't think so. however ان في الموضوع ده بالذات كان كل الناس ما حدش كان بيقول انا عايز ايه. كل واحد كان محتفظ برايه لنفسه. يعني انا حتى بيرسونالي بروح وسط مجموعه من الناس محدش بيتكلم، خلاص كل واحد يحتفظ برايه. at the end of the day دور اللجنه يا جماعه، في اخ مرشح احنا مثلا نعرفه او انت ما تعرفوش، تعالى اعرفه. في ايام اتعمل بالليل unfortunately، يعني ما كانش في ناس كتير بتيجي، كان في سبت وحد وسبت وحد، يعني الكونجريجيشن حضورهم ما كانش قوي. اللجنه كانت موجوده بس ما فيش عدد كان موجود من الشعب.
طب
فدي
يعني حضرتك اللي انا افهمه من الكلام دلوقتي انه او الناس كلها تفهم انه مفيش مشكله في ناحيه اللجنه، المشكله كلها ان الشعب ما قالش رايه.
هو
مش
مفيش
كده؟
مشكله خالص، هو الشعب كل واحد في بروسيس، في بروسيس اتعملت ويفوت ذا بروسيس. فانا برضو انا عايز اعرف حضرتك عايز تشاور على ايه بالظبط. جيجي هتقول حاجه الاول قبل ما تقول حاجه.
هو أنا ممكن أقول حاجة ماجد؟ حلو السؤال بتاعك ده، حلو قوي يا ماجد. احنا المشكلة احنا اتبلغنا في وقت very short، اتبلغنا يمكن في وقت الناس كانت فاكرة ان احنا انتوا عارفين كل حاجة مخبيين، في وقت احنا ما كناش عارفين. فده بروسيس كان يعني سريع جدا في وقت ان احنا زي still under shock. فاحنا اول ما عرفنا او تداركنا الموضوع ده ابتدينا سبورت مش فاينانشال بس، سبورت زي ما كله قال، والتذاكر والكلام ده. اكمل النقطة بتاعتي يا ماجد بليز. لا لا انا فاهمة، ده صح. اللي انت بتقوله ده ممتاز وفعلا يعني our part of the process كان board acceptance او board support 1 2 servants and شمامسة 3 مشينا على البروسيس اللي ملبورن ادته لنا. that's number 1. number 2 احنا لما انا يمكن اول واحده كنت بطالب بقوه انه يقعد معانا اكتر، مش اكتر 6 اشهر، لا اكتر بمده صغيره، بس عشان الناس اللي مش عارفاه تعرفه. انا بنتي كانت عارفاه، انا ما كنتش اعرفه، الشباب كان عارفه، احنا مش عارفينه. فكنت بطالب بقوه انه يقعد اكتر، وده كان سبورت بتاعنا، حتى لو ده هيكلفنا رايح جاي وتعب وسفر ومش فارقه، بس ان احنا وما كانش ساعتها هو قادر لانه ظروف وقته وشغله هو ومارجريت كان مانع ده. عشان نتفادى ده يا بهاء زي ما انت بتقول او زي ما ماجد بيقول يعني in the future احنا موجودين، احنا كل يوم حد موجودين. عمري انا مش فاكره انه حد جه يتكلم معايا وعمري وقفت او يعني زي هاجمت او قلت لا احنا مش عايزين نتعامل مع الناس، بالعكس. والشباب لما بيجي يتكلم احنا بنتبنى اي حاجه بيقولها. يا ريت يا بهاء الناس تتعامل معانا بقرب، لان احنا وان يونت، احنا مش واقفين سور بعيد وفي حاجز بيننا وبين الناس، بالعكس.
الحقيقه ده موجود، عشان بس نبقى واضحين،
يبقى ندوبه يا
اقربها ده موجود، السور ده موجود. ومع الاسف في نقطه انا شويه علت الموضوع زياده، ما اعرفش ليه، بس anyway خلينا نتكلم في اللي جاي. انا طلبت كواحد وغيري طلب ان احنا نجتمع مع اللجنه قبل الموضوع ده ونقعد كعيله مع بعض. طبعا تم تجاهل الموضوع كانه ما حصلش. طب انتوا يعني متوقعين من الشعب ايه لما يطلب حاجه وما يلاقيهاش، وفي نفس الوقت نيجي نلاقي مواجهه ما بين احد افراد اللجنه ويقول لابونا ما حصلش، ويقعد في جدال رغم انه ابن الطاعه تحل عليه البركه. كان المفروض اي مشكله، خليني اخلص كلمتي. كان المفروض لو في اي خلاف او نقطه مفاجئين بيها اللجنه يبقى بينهم وبين بعض مع ابونا، يقعدوا في باب مقفول، وابونا ما كنتش عملت معانا كده، كنا في الباب المغلق نتكلم زي ما احنا عايزين، لكن ما نجيش قدام الناس والشعب، لان ده موقف ده حصل انقسام في شعب الكنيسه.
لا معلش
ما بين مع وما بين ضد.
لا هو ده مش حقيقي. هقول لك ليه السبب. الموقف ده بالذات، ما اعرفش حضرتك بتقفل لي كل شويه، الموقف ده بالذات
قالوا لانه عمل مشكله في وسط الناس كلها.
الموقف ده كان موقف للبروسيس او للستيتمنت، مش موقف ابدا اجينست.
معلش اشرح لي يعني عايز
يعني كان موقف
انا ماليش دعوه بماسيو خالص دلوقتي.
طب هو
انا بتكلم كطريقه تعامل لجنه الكنيسه مع الاب الكاهن. هل كان في طريقه افضل نتكلم بيها او نلم، يعني نبقى دور سلمي اكتر من ان احنا نفرق، لان الموقف ده فرق وفرق.
شو لا ما بقصدش حاجه، سامحوني اشكرك استاذ بهاء. That's very nice. I appreciate your openness. There's a lot of other questions if we can direct. Anyone else wants a question?
هنا اصل كده الموضوع احنا ما يعني في نقط مهمه عشان نقدر نبيلد قبل بكره.
Okay, I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll address it quickly. I'll address it, sure. I didn't mean to stop you, Ustaz Baha, just for the purpose of moving on, but just to reassure you. الآية مش عارفة بالعربي. Everything works out for good to those who love God, to those who are the call of His purpose. بصراحة ربنا عجيب. مهما كان أنا غلطت واشترى كنيسته بدمه حيتم. ربنا عارف المستقبل. صدقني صدقني. يعني أنا بحبك زي ما أنت عارف بحبكم كلكم. يعني بس عايز اتفضل. ايوه ايوه.
نقول نجتمع بالحب، نجتمع بالصلاة على ان احنا يكون الكاهن اللي جاي لنا ده فيه خير وفيه نعمة وبركة للكنيسة ولشعب الكنيسة.
امين.
لكن يعني اكتر من وقت لسؤال واحد مش صح.
حاضر.
لكن انا عن نفسي عندي اقتراحات وعندي اسئلة، واكيد اشرف واكيد
استاذ دكتور بيتر.
كلنا عايزين يعني كم وقت لسؤال واحد.
ايوه.
وزي ما بيقول نجيب على حاجة اتسكتت قبل كده تو ماتش.
شور سامحيني طولت عليكم، سامحيني. بس اللي عايز اقول بس دقيقة ثانية واحدة بس اكمل اللي انا اقول. يعني يعني انا البس الكوساك دي يعني مش في ايدي صدقني. يعني انا مش مفروض، انا عارف، بس انا مش عارف ربنا اختياره ومستقبله ده لازم نحس بكده. ايوه طبعا، بس اللجنه نصلي من اجل اللجنه والاباء. the senior priest, the committee represent the people, so we have to pray for one another. We have to. This is a journey. We have to pray for one another. We have to pray for the unity of the church. We have to pray for the youth. Even if I see something like that, it has to be brought in love before the mercy of God with tears. I have to. Yani this is, if I see فعلا something that's entering in that is going in a unpeaceful way, or whether peaceful, I have to test every spirit, as the Bible says. Please continue, Peter. I hope that's okay with you. Forgive me. Forgive me. Just forgive me. Sure. But we'll. Sure. Well. Sure. Yeah, well, that's okay. I tell you what, sorry, Ustaz Bahar, can you talk to me personally later if you don't mind? And these things, maybe I can get back to you. So if I can get back to you with details, because otherwise no one knows the answers. But I can go directly to Abuna Banob, sorry, and I can get the answers. I'll give it to you. God bless you. سامحني.
شكرا لوقتكم والتعب والعرض اللي انتم عملتوه، بصراحة كان حلو جدا وكل المشروعات جميلة. كان عندي سؤال، يعني سألته ساعة العرض بتاع الاكونتس بتاعت الكنيسة. قلنا ان في regular revenue وكان في 25 people هم اللي participating يعني contributing في الاكونت ده. فكنت بسأل إذا كان في ربط ما بين الاسم اللي بيدفع والاكونت بتاعه. ازاي عرفنا ان في 25 people؟ وبرضه رجوعا للبوينت بتاعت انكل شمس، اللي بيدفع وان اوف ممكن برضو لازم تبقى محسوبة يعني في الاكونت ده برضو.
Okay, firstly,
Thank you.
Thank you. Apologize for stopping you in the middle. معلش, forgive me. But you're right, yes. When people donate through the accounts, their name comes up in our bank statement. So we know who pays. We don't look at who and how much, but one person or two people, the signatories only in the committee, can see this. So they can see the name and the amount. So for the process of planning. And yes, you're right. We haven't put down the income, the one-offs, and this wasn't meant to be an audit or a full account. This is just highlights of the accounts, and the full accounts will be on the Charities Commission. But yes, maybe you can put them on next year. حاضر.
Magid, you put a question regarding the grant for the Coptic language.
ما هو ده كان
Yeah.
كنت هقول.
So as our colleagues explained, that this grant comes for special like areas of expenses, irrespective of the fact that we requested to have some areas that are very interesting to us. Still, something called the Office of Multicultural Interest under the Department of Education, and definitely we are in need for some help from people like you regarding the documentation of the process. They were very happy getting, for the first time ever, Coptic language. And the grant comes per head. Thanks God that we got maybe more than 200 kids from the pre-primary up to year 12. And the total was 23,000, as you said, but of course we will pay GST from it. So the money goes to stationery, goes to books, goes to awards, goes to training of the teachers, goes for deepen the communication between the classroom and the home, and the classroom and the community. So we are putting so many things these days.
طب ليه ما نعملش زي Coptic school مثلا؟ You can start a Coptic school in the church, which will be another project to add to the projects you have already.
We have already almost not on the meaning of being a Coptic school, but definitely we have our kids now. For your information, for example, when the kids went to the camp last year, they all have the water bottles, with their names in Coptic by one from year 4. A kid from year 4 or year 3 who put the names in Coptic for all of his classmates. لما تشوفوا الولاد وهم بيقولوا أبانا الذي بالقبط النهارده وهم طبعا بيرتلوا والقصص دي، احنا عندنا almost maybe 4 or 5 levels of Coptic education, still focusing more on hymns, but definitely, and by the way, even for the last spiritual day we did in the Greek Orthodox Church, we got already a Coptic lesson for servants. Sorry, thank you, for servants. So this is the first time, and even they accepted us, irrespective of the fact that we don't have something called pathway of improvement programs. We have 2-3 teachers of our congregation helping us in completing this. Should be done by February, and in order to apply again, this is annual. So, and if we succeeded in passing through this, providing...
You have to give them evidence that you spent this money.
We do.
To get it again. Yeah.
Yes, we do. So it's a grant, and it is definite items there. So we are trying to fulfill this. The money came later in the calendar, and you have to submit a report by the end of February. So we are just spending now. So we got lots of things for the Sunday school, starting from the whiteboards down to whiteboard pens, with lots of things, equipment for the, I have to leave as well, for the workshop.
طب
on the Sunday school.
انا بس عندي سؤال تاني ورجاء بعد كده. اول سؤال عن السoccer فيلد اليوث قالوا ان هم هيعملوه. وات از ذا تايم فريم؟ لان طبعا احنا عارفين ان اكتر ناس ار يو listening ولا اكتر ناس frustrated في المواضيع اللي حصلت دي هم اليوث. فاحنا we need to get them back to the church and we need to look after them شويه لان هم very frustrated و some of them are already leaving. ف maybe the soccer field will be a way of getting them back and trying to
100% agree with you, and that's why we give them the full lead on it. They're getting the quotes. They're choosing like عاملينها like artificial ولا natural. طب الكوست دي كام؟ الكوست دي كام؟ and they're doing all the quotes and they need protection or the cage.
بس اللي شفته ان هو قريب قوي من النيبرز فاحنا
ده rough indications.
يعني
a bit away from the trees.
او لو هنعمله قريب من النيبرز we have to cover it او
we have
حاجه.
a cage or something like that عشان الكور.
يعني كل الحاجات دي بس we need ان احنا نبتدي
ما هو
فيه
عشان كده
very quickly.
هم they have the full lead on it. Not only this, on the cleaning workshops and the tank protection, كل الحاجات دي the one who proposed it and who taking the lead. فلما جم النهارده هيعملوا النهارده. لو جاب الكود كمان شهر هيعملوا كده. It's all to them, up to them. وهم كلهم الميزه الحلوه ان هم كلهم بيشتغلوا مع بعض. وزي ما قلنا اللي عنده حاجه اللي فيهم عنده equipment معينه propose to use it عشان reduce the cost. و they come with different proposals وكل مره يجيبوا فكره مختلفه ويغيروها. ف it's all for them and by them. For sure.
في اكونت للبروجكت ده مخصوص عشان بس نسبيد اب او يعني
المشكله مش في الفلوس. it will be المشكله مش في الفلوس. المشكله ان هم find something suitable to suit them. The best practice or practical thing to be executed يعني and we'll proceed with it.
Okay, please, if we can just say one question per person. يعني try يعني choose the best question. One question
بس
per
رجاء
person.
ان احنا نخلي الميتنج ده هو more regular يعني نخليه مثلا every 3 months لو تقدروا علشان يبقى فيه وسيله communication ما بين اللجنه وبين الشعب والناس تطلع اللي جواها.
There is an online questionnaire, مش questionnaire. Questions online, please send it online, and I'm sure the committee will answer straight away. I think this is better because, yani, if you know what I mean, it's easier, it's more convenient. But for those who are keen, please, one question per person. If we can just select the real question that you wanted answered, please. God bless you. Yeah, if you're happy with that, I think if we want to leave, if people want to leave, sure. Did you want to answer the questions online or that later on? Sure. We'll do that here. Sure. Yes, فضل أستاذ كمان.
السؤال بتاعي إن ما فيش ناس كتير جم من الكنيسة يعني ده مش شعب الكنيسة كله فلازم المعلومات دي تتعمل على هارد كوبي وتتوزع على الشعب especially الميزانية الانكم and the expensive and the gap between them to know everyone know what the situation of finance in the church. Hard copy or in the internet?
Yani we can distribute the presentation, but the accounts, as I said earlier, they are all on the Charities Commission website, full detail. The accounts with the income and expenditure, all our churches' accounts are on there.
طب هو السؤال بس هو
Yeah, sorry, I don't think this is going to help anyone in the church. At the moment, we don't do that. It's not any church does it because basically there are some confidential things that we will ask the DMC if they're happy with it. We'll go.
هو النقطة بس الريزون واي The second thing is I don't in my experience يعني في الكنائس اللي روحتها سواء in استراليا أو بره استراليا ما شفتش أبدا كنيسة بتوزع الميزانية بتاعتها على الشعب في أي حتة. يعني if there's any question we can ask question and we can do the presentation and can give you the numbers if you want. If you are keen to know more details you can go for the website, you can give you a copy or whatever, but يعني it's not it doesn't help anyone. And you compare what's the income, what's the outcome, what to do here, where from where this figure come from.
The gap between the expensive and income to know الشعب عايز يعرف يعني الكنيسة فيها فلوس ولا ما فيهاش، في عجز عايزين يتبرعوا ولا ما
ما احنا
يتبرعوش.
حاطين حاضر يا انكل مفيش
يعني
مشكله.
في
هي
ناس كتير يقول لك دي الكنيسة مليانة فلوس احنا هندفع عليها مثلا. فهم لما يكونوا عارفين كل حاجة.
طب عشان اطلع من نقطه الفلوس دي حاضر.
ده يعني اللي انا
طيب.
يعني
انا بس عايز اطلع من نقطه الارقام دي يعني اسمح لي يا ابونا. يعني احنا الكنيسه مش اللي بيدفع مش بيدفع لحد في الكنيسه، بيدفع ان هو عنده احساس عايز يساعد الكنيسه. الكنيسه لو فيها $1 او $1,000,000 مش هتفرق معايا لو انا عايز اتبرع. لو انا طيب
اكسبنسيف وعندك معية كاهن جاي وده كله هيبقى عبء جامد، فلازم كل الشعب يعرف برضه المسؤولية بتاعته، فلازم يعرفها كده.
مظبوط مع حضرتك حق تمام.
يشوف الميزانية عاملة ازاي علشان إذا كان يعني أنا شايف 25 واحد هم اللي بيدفعوا ريجولار دونيشن اللي هو الاشتراك.
هو معلش هو انا يعني حضرتك سامحني للاسف السبب الوحيد اللي حطيناها بس to encourage people، بس it's not necessary. اللي بيحب يدفع مش بيحب يدفع ما يدفعش. الفلوس عمرها ما ابدا ما كانت مشكله عشان يبقى في كاهن او ما فيش كاهن. لو في كاهن 2 3 10 ربنا بيبعت والدنيا بتمشي زي ما في اي كنيسه تانية في مصر او في استراليا في اي حته تانية. فيعني this is not the trigger، مش هو ده الحاجه الوحيده. لو في فلوس لو ما فيش فلوس ما فيش كاهن اكيد لا، حتى لو ما فيش فلوس لازم يبقى في كاهن برضه. ف just to make it this point clear بس هنطلع من موضوع الحسابات ده. لكن يعني باذن ربنا لو في اي استفسارات على الاكونتس اي حاجات في الميزانيه انكل جورج موجود واي حد يقدر يرد على حضرتك فيها.
يعني احنا نشكر ربنا thank God احنا ما عندناش at the moment a deficit or a gap. So this is very good. بس احنا we have a project that's coming up inshallah God willing $6 million أو قريب إن شاء الله.
التايم فريم المفروض once they have the feedback we have a detailed design. If there is any change in this this called conceptual design التصميم المبدئي. If we all agree there is no other feedback وعايزين مش عايزين روم دي عايزين روم زياده في مثلا عايزين اي فكره مثلا مهبط طيران مثلا whatever يعني اي حد عنده فكره جديده عايز يحطها need to be considered. الاركيتكتس واحنا وانجيج سبجكت ماتر اكسبرت من الكنيسه، ناس بيشتغلوا في الاركيتكتشر ووركس والبيلدينج ووركس. فالفول انبوت من different people سواء من اللجنه او من بره اللجنه بلس الاركيتكت اللي هي بتعمل البروجكت نفسه. فالحاجات هنشوف لو واحد عايز مثلا عايز مهبط طيران هليكوبتر لا احنا مش محتاجينه فمثلا ما عندناش طيارات مثلا. لكن لو محتاجينه يبقى محتاجين نغير الاساسات محتاجين نغير اللاي اوت هيبقى نغير الكونسبشوال ديزاين تاني ريفيجن 2 ونحطها تاني at the last stage. So الرف تايم بلان هو بعد ما ناخد الفيدباك ده say by the end of the year all this inputs والcomments will be filtered and go through it like a couple of months later وبعدين نستارت ال detailed engineering design. يعني expected maybe February next year. Took about 2 to 3 months at least to come up with a drawing to be submitted to the Shire. So احنا بنتكلم عن construction maybe before the end يعني سنة من دلوقتي construction يبقى. كان شهر 6. Unfortunately, لا. Reason why is lots of things happened in the church, lots of priority changed. يعني البروسيس بتاعت لما الزياره اللي كانت هنا مع ابونا، البروسيس بتاعت الالكشنز اللي بعد كده، بعد الكونسيكونسز افتر ذا الكشن، كل دي delayed the process. We do not to propose it at that time with the feedback because maybe not the right time to advertise this project again. We thought after the people settle down وكل حاجة ترجع تستقر نبروسيد مع البروجكت علشان نبقاش احنا كأننا بنغطي على حاجة بحاجة. فونس الدنيا هي بنشكر ربنا بتستقر في بلان تاني من ميلبورن على نفس الموضوع وريكومنس البروجكت. أي حد عنده سؤال هنا في الكنيسة تاني؟ إيمي؟
يا ترى في أي أبديتس عن البلان اللي جاية ربنا يدبر لما ربنا يبعت أسيس؟ في أي أبديتس من الدي ام سي عندنا؟ عندكم انتوا أي أبديتس لينا؟ عندكم أي حاجة تطمنا إن المواضيع ماشية، إن هم بيدوروا لنا، إن هم مش سايبيننا؟
100% هي بتسأل في ايه البلان الجاية للكهنة يعني. 100% هم they're very actively looking. الشورت تيرم بلان اللي هو الناس هتيجي زيارات، الكهنة هتيجي زيارة مثلا زي أبونا يوحنا جاي بكرة، هو كان في زيارة لسيدني واتطلب منه يقعد شهر زيادة على زيارته، وهيقعد معنا هنا حوالي 5 أسابيع just to give some sort of stability. يقعد 5 أسابيع، وفي نفس الوقت برضه زي ما أبونا سام وأبونا جون they continue to support with this priest في الكنيسة. البلان هم more often هيبعتوا كهنة for the short, this is the short term plan، هيبعتوا كهنة to stay longer instead of like one day off، يعني يجي السبت ويسافر الحد، يجي السبت ويسافر الحد، لا هيبقى في more stability من الكهنة presence during the week عشان الزيارات، علشان الاستقرار، اجتماع مع الناس أو whatever it is. يعني أبونا موجود للخدمة شهر على الأقل. أي كان هيجي زيارة لأستراليا و I think they have the plan for it، يقعد at least شهر عندنا في الكنيسة هنا. In the meantime برضو هم برضو DMC شغالة for full permanent priest في الكنيسة عندنا يعني.
سؤال تاني معلش.
لا احنا اتفقنا واحد per person ونرجع هنا. Other question? Before we go online, if not we go through the questions online quickly. Maybe give 10 minutes. اللي عايز يستأذن ممكن يستأذن، لو ابونا قاعد احنا ممكن ننهي على 8:30 بس عشان ما يبقاش يعني عشان القداس بكره.
Okay, I'll just read the online questions now. So the first question: ما الفائدة من وجود جروب الفايبر العام؟ إذ أنه مكان لتداول الآراء الشخصية، وكلما ساد الهدوء يقوم أحد الأشخاص بإشعال النار مرة أخرى. هل ممكن إغلاقه، وبدلا من استخدام هذا الجروب من حق كل شخص أن يستخدم صفحته الخاصة على الفيسبوك للتعبير عن آرائه؟ إن كان له هدف روحي فجروب فيلومينا يقوم بنفس المهمة. شكرا.
طب بالنسبة لجروب الفايبر، طبعا احنا كلنا اكسبيرينس اللي بيحصل على جروب الفايبر أكيد. احنا قبل كده عملنا الانونسمنت جروب اللي هو one way communication. We didn't change the other Viber group عشان خاطر الناس ممكن تتكلم عايز رأي، فاحنا unfortunately we have no access or admin access to this group. حتى current admin ما يقدرش يمسح أو يحط أو يعمل حاجة. this feedback actually يعني came multiple times from everyone. كل حد بيتكلم مشكلة الفايبر. For this current Viber group, we have no access. We don't admin, and actually is not the official group بتاع الكنيسة. However, if there is a need أو في طلب ملح كده, we may like create another group which some sort of control على هدفه مثلا الحاجات الروحية والانونسمنت والأسئلة الخاصة بحاجة الخدمة في الكنيسة.
يا ريت يبقى ده البديل، لان احنا الجروب بتاع الفايبر اتعمل عن طريق ابونا بوليكاربوس عشان نقدر يتواصل معانا ويعرفنا الابديت بتاع الكنيسه واللي فيه قداسات وخدمات وناس تكتب كلمه روحيه. دلوقتي لو انتم مالكوش اكسس عليه وهو لسه باسم الكنيسه، يبقى الافضل يتعمل جروب تاني فيه كنترول عليه ادمن يقدر يديليت الكومنتات اللي لا تليق والناس تخرج من الجروب دوت. يعني لو انتوا مش عارفين تقفلوه او تعملوا كنترول عليه وملكوش ادمن اكسس عليه وهو باسم الكنيسه، ما ينفعش. يبقى تتعمل جروب تاني باسم الكنيسه واحنا نخرج من الجروب دوت، والجروب التاني يبقى برضو كوميونيكيشن تشانل زي ما دوت موجود، بس اتليست لو باسم الكنيسه، الكنيسه ليها كنترول عليه.
تمام خلاص. يعني ممكن الموضوع ده فعلا هو اتعرض اكتر من مره. نعم تمام. يعني لا، هو لو في جروب تاني هيتعمل الجروب ده هيفضل موجود، محدش يجي جنبه، ان احنا مالناش كنترول عليه. لو في ناس مثلا كذا حد متضايق من جروب بيشوف اخبار بتتعبه، كلام بيضايقه والى اخره، ممكن لو حد عايز يعبر عن رأيه في جروب في حاجات اللي تخص حاجة خدمة الكنيسة، استفسارات للكنيسة، حاجات معينة زي الخدمة الروحية، ممكن يتعمل جروب تاني in parallel. اللي عايز يقعد هنا يقعد، عايز يقعد هنا يقعد. nothing planned، بس يعني هو أكتر من مرة اتعرض الموضوع ده كتير قوي قوي، فاحنا يعني ما خدناش في اكشن عشان هو برضو الناس متعودة على جروب والناس موجودة في الجروب والناس بتعبر عن رأيها في الجروب. لكن if the needs come يعني ممكن نعمل واحد تاني in parallel with a sort of control. يعني أي بوست مثلا مثلا 2-3 posts a day، مثلا حاجات على الخدمة الروحية، استفسارات خدمة بالخدمة كذا، أي حوارات شخصية، أي حاجة تانية ممكن تتعرض. يعني معرفش جروب فلومينا برضو مين الأدمن بتاعه، بس ممكن تتعرض إما في جروب تاني أو على الفيسبوك صفحاتهم الشخصية، not area of discussion or يعني back and forth على نفس السبجكت في جروب الكنيسة يعني. ما هم على الجروب ده اسمه ممكن ممكن اوبشن تاني برضه. تمام خلاص، خلينا موف اون وخلاص. والتيك نوت اوف ات، او لو في احتياج لجروب، يعني ان شاء الله مش هنقفل حاجه ان احنا ما صورت على حاجه نقفلها، بس لو في حاجه بديله هنحط حاجه بديله بسم سورت اوف كنترول يعني عليها، او اكوردنج يعني للرولز اللي اتفق عليها. مش يعني مش باور ان احنا مش عاجبني جورج همسح الكومنت بتاعه، لا، لو الكومنت بتاع جورج out of the context of the group being made for or established for، لا الجروب ده مش مكانه هنا. لو within the context بتاع الجروب requirement هنسيبه.
Okay. Question 2. لم نرى أن اللجنة أعلنت عن احتياجاتها للتبرعات بالرغم من كثرة المشاريع، لماذا وكيف نشارك ماديا؟
كده يعني very good question، كتر خير اللي كتب، لأنه ده يعني بيبين إن هو يعني حد عاوز يشارك ويدفع. احنا يعني رؤيتنا كلجنة إن ده بيت ربنا وإحنا أولاد ربنا، كلنا بندفع من غير ما حد يقول لنا ادفعوا. وإحنا عرضنا قبل كده وحطينا البنك أكاونتس بتاعة الكنيسة مرتين اوريدي، انهي بنك اكاونت بتاع الرانينج كوست وانهي بنك اكاونت بتاع التبرعات هنحطهم تاني. وربنا احنا عارفين هو غني وبيكمل كل حاجه احنا بنحطها. فحتى البيلدينج الجديد احنا متاكدين ان ربنا هيبعت خلال ولاد الكنيسه من غير ما احنا نطلب ومن غير ما احنا نقول ادفعوا، لان احنا يعني ده احسن كده يعني. مش بنحط عبء على الناس، لكن كل واحد بيدفع عشوره، بيدفع اللي هو عاوز يدفعه. لكن ده بيته، ده بيت ابونا كلنا، واللي ربنا حاطط في قلبه يدفع علشان ياخد بركه وتبقى بركه كبيره.
Okay, question 3. Why are not there regular meetings with the congregation? Why only once a year?
هو احنا once a year يعني to show like for your time and everyone else time. حتى ال once a year باين ان هو يعني حتى الاقبال او الحضور يمكن مش كبير، فما يبديش indication ان الميتنج دي مطلوبه. احنا once a year as a milestone، زي اي حاجه مثلا زي ما بيحصل في اي شركه او اي حاجه بيبقى اجتماع سنوي على البروجرس ان جنرال. however لو في اي feedback during the year not only في الميتنج، لو بره الميتنج، لو بعد القداس، لو في اي وقت، لو through the emails it can fulfill the requirement يعني بتاعت الميتنج. لكن for the time being and according للإقبال اللي احنا يعني موجود في الكنيسة النهارده I don't think more than once a year be appropriate frequency يعني. That's why يعني.
Okay, question 4. Can something be put in place for youth, separate room in the interim, for example, until the new project starts and is completed? We feel we do not have a place of our own.
Yes, good question. اليوث طلبوا مكان مخصص ليهم. The youth have requested a dedicated place for them for the gathering. So for the time being, we don't have this room or this space available yet. يعني the church house is going to be occupied for months now. But in parallel, they have the hall during the Friday night for the meeting and the backyard. I know they need like one specific one زي ما في كنيسة العذراء, and this is planned for the new building. But till you get the new building, there is no visible option we can offer. And we have the property here, but this property is going to be engaged for a long time. Maybe we can يعني يستحملونا شوية, or if they have any other option or proposals or what they think of, they can propose and we can discuss. But for the time being, الكنيسة محدودة, هو البيت, الكنيسة, الهول. There's no way else we can dedicate it only for the youth or to be looked. The أوضة اللي جوه they propose it to be wood art room. This is one of their project as well. They want to create the wood art room in the room there, so it's been for them as well. It's not that big, it's not that ventilated, ما فيهاش شبابيك باب جراج. الأوضة الثانية خدوها they are proposing to do a wood art project they want to lead and also get everyone involved. Wood art project. Whoever write the question, if you can come anytime, put proposals. If you think there's other place you can utilize في كنيسة currently, let us know it and let's plan for it together.
Okay, question 5. I'm a tradie and always worked in the church. Why aren't you involving us in the church work as the fathers did before? Why are we disconnected?
Okay, again, a very beautiful question. Somebody wants to work. And at the beginning, we put out a list, a spreadsheet, and we've said, write your name and contact number and tell us if you want to be involved in any services. And we've had a few people, they've written their names and they were involved. So definitely, and as you've seen, all the work that has been done so far in the church has been by the congregation, mainly. So we will send out that sheet again, and whoever feels they can help in any way, in any field, write your name, your contact, we'll get in touch, and we are more than happy to have more people helping and take the blessings.
Okay, question 6. Parking outside the church is dangerous when we get out of the church and we cannot see the coming cars because of the cars that are parked. Can we stop parking there?
Yes, that's good. We have put the no parking sign برا on the church parapet outside. Reason why? Because it's blocking the area. زي السؤال ده ما بيقول بالظبط. So you put the sign, you put an announcement. Abuna John last week or before last week announced why we need not to park outside. I think we go to announce again 2-3 times more. We don't want to block the area like put like نحط مثلا مسامير بقى ولا نحط حاجات زرع أو كراسي يعني. بس it's really needed. We put the sign already and we announced it once. I think we announced it more than once from now on, hopefully every week till people like understand or get the response why we need not to park outside. If not no response for the safety, we may put some bollard or something like to prevent the parking plate. We don't want to go that extreme يعني. It's not needed. Hopefully يعني الناس يعني to get with it يعني.
حجرة القربان في حالة مزرية وغير صحية لمن يقوم بعمل القربان، هل
think
من
we addressed
الممكن
this.
تعديلها وإصلاحها؟ سوري أنا قطعتك ولا حاجة؟
لا I think احنا we addressed the question هو part of the project already يعني in
Okay.
plan.
Okay. The question has been addressed. One of the board members was expressing to congregation his views towards voting for Father Matthew. Was that the view of the board? If not, can the members please respect their sensitive positions to avoid giving wrong misleading impressions to the congregation?
Yes, I think we discussed this already, but to short answer for this one, there is nothing was against Father Matthew. Whatever, if the conflict being happened, we mentioned before, it was for the opinion being to highlight the reaction to the process or the way being proposed. 100% nothing against him, and the board position 100% fully supported. We have the informally and informally the sessions in between the weekends, where according to Abuna Matthew availability back at that time, we have this in place. So the position, if you have your own opinion, which is very well understand, very well noted. If this is the case, أي حد هيقول رأيه يقول ده رأيي الشخصي. And this will try to make it very clear. أي حد بيتكلم، محدش بيتكلم. There is no one talking on behalf of the board. أي حد بيتكلم يقول ده رأيي الشخصي أنا. All the board's announcement and decision through the proper formal communication channel.
Okay. The lighting at the church needs to be increased, especially at the parking area at night time for the safety of the kids.
Okay. I think we have the lights, maybe not always turned on. We have lighting here, and we have lighting at the park at the side there. So I think maybe it's not turned on most of the time. We'll make sure that it's when it's night time come, if there's any service in the church, someone to put the light on. إن في واحد عند بيت أبونا هنا، وفي واحد في ظهر الكنيسة اللي هناك، وحتى في لايت في الملعب كمان. في لايت على الملعب هناك كمان. Sensors? Okay. Okay. Think about it. Okay. هو لو الباركينج كبير، هو لو الباركينج او في ايفنت كبير اكيد حد هينور لايتس. لو مفيش عدد كبير هنشوف هاو اتس وركابل لتات سنسور ات ذا باك، بس يعني فور ذا تايم بينج وي كان مانيولي كنترول ات لحد ما نشوف اذا كان ممكن نقدر نعمل سنسور كده.
ما هي الخطة لرسامة الكاهن؟
احنا جاوبنا على دي، والبلان في ايد ميلبورن they are actively looking، وفي الشورت تيرم بلان اتكلمنا عليها بتاعت المانث ستي.
The place in the backyard, can it be split?
السؤال مش واضح. To be split to what in the backyard? Maybe question not clear يعني.
بس احنا anyway the backyard we're going to utilize it for the new building, God willing. يعني we have the playground area and the seating area, and then hopefully the playground, the building area.
شكرا جزيلا على مجهوداتكم، والرب يعوض تعبكم وحبتكم. ده مش سؤال بس تعليق. سوري. محتاجين اهتمام وافتقاد للأسر الجديدة وكبار السن والمرضى. في ناس كتير قوي منهم بيقضوا العيد لوحدهم، ليه ما نعملش عشاء بعد القداس؟ I missed the question. Sorry, I need to sort it a bit better. يعني ليه ما نعمل لهمش عشاء بعد القداس وناس كتير مستعدة تساعد في عمل أكل؟ That's the question.
كنا بنعمل يوم الأربع بعد القداس على طول بنعمل أكل يعني الليون. لكن للأسف الشديد ما فيش حد كل واحد بيقول أنا مشغول وكده، عشان كده we stopped it يعني.
Yeah, I think this is talking about القداس بتاع العيد. بعد قداس العيد لو في اوبشن، لو في حد عاوز يعمل ما فيش مشكلة نشوف.
Okay, next question. للأسف الكثير في الفترة الأخيرة يتحدثون عن لسان اللجنة. على سبيل المثال قيل إن اللجنة طلبت ميعاد مع البابا تودرس وقد تم رفض الطلب. ما مدى صحة هذا الكلام؟
زي ما أنا قلت أو زي ما احنا قلنا مفيش حد بيتكلم باسم اللجنة بره الكوميونيكيشن بتاعت اللجنة. ممكن تعرف خبر I can tell you something that's like my view or maybe I give you a news or حاجة عن اللجنة، بس مفيش حد يقول كتير بيتكلم عن لسان اللجنة. ما حدش بيتكلم باسم اللجنة إلا one of the member of the committee and also through the communication channel اللي اتكلمنا عليها. بالنسبة لمخصوص مقابلة البابا أكيد في جوابات راحت، أكيد في حاجات اتطلبت، بس البوينت اوف كونتاكت دلوقتي مع البابا هي أبروشية ميلبورن من خلال أبونا بعت الله. فيمكن قبل كده كان في جوابات بتروح حاجات، وطبعا كل حاجة كان يعني أدرست قدام الناس كلها بتوجهها للبابا قدام الناس كلها من شعب الكنيسة. بس currently the way of communication الاوفيشال واي اوف كوميونيكيشن من اللجنه للبابا هو من خلال ابروشيه ميلبورن. بيفور يمكن الوضع مختلف، كان في بعض الناس يعني مش البابا كان مسؤول دايركت، دلوقتي البابا 100% responsible of WA والكنيسه بتاعتنا. ف this is the way of the communication to be مع البابا.
Being a youth in the congregation, I do not understand people's comments saying the lack of a priest or the lack of a soccer field is pushing the youth away.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is very proper comment and I appreciate it, and this is true.
Yes.
Some people talking on behalf of the youth. بس اليوث عندهم يمكن وجهة نظر مختلفة. احنا we might think what's happened here push the youth away. Actually sometimes our performance, our action who could lead to push the youth away. طبعا في مش بنقول 100%، لا اكيد في ناس بتتعب for sure، في ناس get affected و like maybe مش عايز اقول depressed بس like disappointed او حاجة زي كده. بس again زي ما اللي كتب الكومنت قال مش البرجا او السكر فيد هو اللي هيخليهم هنا ولا. It's something to help when they participate to build something they feel more like they own it and they feel belong to it more. But this is not the only link. مش ده الحاجة الوحيدة. في ملعب هنيجي مفيش ملعب يبقى الشباب مش هيجوا. This is not true. However, it's important, it's needed, it's good to have the participation of the youth to do it. That's what we are after. بس في كنائس تانية لو كنيسة أوضة وصالة ما عندهمش حاجة they still youth go to this to and serve in the church. نشكر ربنا عندنا مساحة لازم نستغلها، أكيد هنستغلها، وأكيد نخلي الشباب اللي فيها كمان هم اللي يستغلوها.
Can we do these meetings on Sundays after the Holy Mass?
Yeah, I think we've addressed that we will start with once a year and then we'll go through the communications, seeing the attendance today, and we are always available throughout the week. So if you need anyone, you can talk to us.
Sorry, this is a continuation from the comment on the youth comment. This church came from humble roots. No priest, no property like we do now. It didn't stop the building or the services being stood up. It never stopped us. And some more continuation. Our parents are the ones that instilled the love of the church in us. It was about appreciating the spirituality, not just about the social aspects. We were brought up to love the church with all its grace and all its views and all its flaws. People leaving due to certain events, in my opinion, shows only lack of faith. I think that's about it.
Thank you. I think this is good to conclude. Anything else? I think we need to finish now.
There's more questions if you wanna. So the admin of the Viber group has been requested many times to rename the group. It is administered by an individual and not any official church representative.
Okay, we'll address the Viber group option. If there's other option, we can see if there's other option we can do it. We will.
As Minas resigned from the church board, how do you break the vote while you are now only 6 participants? 3 persons agreeing, 3 persons not agreeing. Who will break it?
For the Minas, Abuna Abanob is sorting this out. Abuna ما ننساش ان Abuna Abanob برضو is the head of the board, so current 7 if we struggle. نشكر ربنا we never struggle so far yet. We don't come to the point, but if we struggle, we have Abuna Abanob, the head of the board, can be involved just to distinguish any issues. I think let us stop here. Any question from the people here? Do you want to continue through the questions? Okay.
Yes, this is streamed and it will be archived on the YouTube channel. I'm just checking if we have missed any questions. There's a couple more at the end. I would like to thank you for your service and your efforts and contribution. God bless you all. Can you please communicate the church bank accounts on a regular basis?
Yes. Okay, we will. Harder. I'm sorry.
There are many government grants we can get for the church. Can you please build a team to chase it? There are many government grants that we can get for the church. Can you please build a team to chase it?
That's a very good. Yes. That's a very good suggestion. No, we want a group from the church to chase them. It's a very good suggestion. Please approach us if you want to be involved in this. Yeah.
And actually, we have one, not a lawyer, but someone like offer the service to the church, and one of the grant, one profession, and one of the grants, the Coptic grant, came through him. And also, we are trying to apply for a couple of more other grants. One for the security, and which is like we missed the first submission, so work on it. So this profession person give us the advices about the available grant, if you are entitled for it or not, if you apply for it, are you going to win it or not. He helping us in the documentation and submission. So for sure, if there is anyone interested, please come and see us, put your name, okay? You can be involved in these discussions as well.
Okay. Last question. هل ميزانية الكنيسة الحالية تسمح بوجود 2 كهنة؟
أرد أنا السؤال الإجابة اللي بقولها لكل الناس. إحنا أبونا غني جدا، أبونا السماوي غني جدا، وعندنا بيدي كل اللي إحنا عاوزينه. فإحنا نطلب وهو يدي. عاوزين كاهن 2 3 بيلدينج ب5 مليون 6 مليون 10 مليون، هو هيدي. اللي احنا عايزينه هيدي. لا احنا بناخد ما بنديش.
The last one to conclude, Emmanuel.
This is just a comment. It's not a question. It says, thank you so much for such a productive meeting. We learned a lot about what you were doing in secret. God bless.
Thank you very much, and thanks all whoever was following on the stream. الناس اللي هنا, thank you so much على وقتكم وتعبكم.
Yes, and we would like as برضو a board to thank Abuna John and Abuna Samuel for their service and for everyone who's involved in the service. God bless you.
We're going to pray just a second and then نصلي مع بعض before you go. Abuna, let's go. صلي أبانا الذي بس ونزل. Through the intercessions of the Theotokos and Mary, O Lord, grant us the forgiveness of our sins. We worship you, O Christ, with your good Father and the Holy Spirit, for you have risen and saved us. A mercy of peace, a sacrifice of praise.
And now may the love of God the Father, the grace of his only begotten Son, our Lord God and Savior Jesus Christ, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all. Go in peace. Peace of the Lord be with you all. With your spirit.